Hi, my name is Marc Belaiche. I'm president of TorontoEntrepreneurs.ca. Thanks for watching. Did you know that many organizations miss many opportunities to get the most out of their relationship with using recruiting firms? In this video, I share some of the biggest mistakes companies make when using recruiting firms to help them find staff. Note that in this video, I say recruiting firms, but I put recruiting firms in the same general category as recruiting firms, staffing firms, headhunters, and so on. So here are the biggest mistakes I find, and here are some tips that can help you make the most of your relationship with the recruiting firms. Number one, not being specific about requirements. The more you're specific about the requirements about the position that you're looking to fill, the less time you're going to spend on finding candidates and interviewing candidates that are not appropriate. Next point is they don't cooperate. Companies don't cooperate or work with the recruiter well. You have to create a relationship with the recruiter and treat them like your partner. You should be realistic and have reasonable expectations about how long the process will take. Work with the recruiter to find out how long the process may take, what the process will be, what are the steps involved. Another mistake that companies make when using recruiting firms is they focus too much on the fees and how much it's going to cost, and they don't focus enough on the process or the expertise that the recruiter brings to the table, how long it's going to take or how much time it's going to save them. They focus just purely on the fees. Next issue I find a mistake is that the organization doesn't communicate enough with the recruiter about changes in the role, what's going on the search, the process, and so on. Another mistake that companies make in organizations is they choose the first recruitment agency they find without asking whether that firm can actually do the job. Make sure to ask questions about the recruiting firm to understand their experience. Another mistake that companies make is that they don't work with specialized recruiters for roles specific to that industry or that level or that type of position. Instead, they work with recruiters who might be generalists when a specialist might be better. Organizations also work with sometimes the cheapest agency they can find, where rate is the only factor in making a decision, and then they are disappointed when the staffing firm or recruiting firm isn't able to fill the mandate. Remember, you get what you pay for. Another common mistake that organizations make is that they don't really understand what the recruiting process is or what's going on behind the scenes. So make sure you understand that process and have the recruiter explain that to you as well. Another mistake that companies or organizations make is they use multiple recruiting agencies to fill the same role. The challenge is that multiple recruiting firms can be contacting the same candidate or candidates, and it can confuse job seekers. In certain situations, it does make sense to use multiple recruiters for the same search, but it should only be after you've given one firm a chance to at least find some candidates on their own. Another common mistake is that firms don't have a signed fee agreement in place before the search begins. Another point is not understanding the markup on a temporary placement. For example, one agency that charges a 60% markup on a temp could be equivalent to another agency that says their margin on a temporary placement is 40%. Both numbers may mathematically give you the same result, but you might go with the agency who quotes you a 40% markup because it's a lower number. Don't automatically assume that a lower number means it won't cost you as much. So in conclusion, there's lots to know about how recruiting firms work. It's a big industry, but be sure you understand how a particular staffing company will help you with a search, and make sure to ask the questions that are necessary. And take the time to understand what a recruiter can do for you and partner with them as well. Again, my name is Marc Belaiche. I'm president of TorontoEntrepreneurs.ca. I want to thank you for watching. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn and check out our website at TorontoEntrepreneurs.ca to find out when our next Toronto Entrepreneurs Conference and Trade Show will be. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.